As the weather is warming up, I know a lot of you are getting the grills out and enjoying the outdoors. Well, joining us this morning, one of our favorites with some great recipes, Erika Schlick. She's got a good recipe for, get this, go-to chimichurri sauce. Sounds delicious. Let's take a look.
My go-to herby chimichurri sauce is a must-have every single time I grill a steak or some kind of grilled meat. Now, the key to this sauce is using a very high-quality extra virgin olive oil and also using fresh herbs. You definitely don't want to skimp and use dry herbs on this recipe. So now that we've talked about the essentials on the ingredients, let's go ahead and dive in and learn how to make one of my favorite sauces that I literally eat every time I grill a steak. So we're gonna start with our herbs, and I have one bunch of fresh parsley, and you wanna use Italian flat leaf parsley for this, and you wanna make sure to cut the stems off, otherwise your sauce is gonna be very bitter and it's not gonna taste great. Now, you can use your food processor or you can chop these by hand, but your food processor is gonna save you time and make it so much easier. So we'll go ahead and toss our fresh parsley in here and make sure that is really even around the blade, and then next we're gonna go into our other herbs. So I have 2 tablespoons of fresh rosemary that's been destemmed, and I have 2 tablespoons of fresh oregano as well, and 2 tablespoons of fresh thyme. And we'll just go ahead and make sure that all those herbs are in here, and we're gonna go ahead and pulse these a few times with our food processor to get those chopped up. And you want to make sure not to over process the herbs because you still want them to be chunky and have some formation of their leaves, but just be finely chopped. And now we're gonna go ahead and move into making the sauce that's gonna tie this all together. So I have about half a cup of extra virgin olive oil, and we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of sea salt. And we'll go ahead and use a whisk just to combine this. You don't have to overly mix it, but just enough to get the seasoning mixed in with the oil. And that's it. Now we're gonna go ahead and transfer in our herbs. And I usually start with a half a cup of olive oil, and you want this to be kind of a liquidy sauce. The herbs do tend to absorb a lot of the olive oil, so depending on the size of your parsley bunch, you may need to add a little bit of olive oil. So mine was a pretty big bunch, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use my olive oil that I have handy here and pour a little bit extra on top. And again, it really is up to you what consistency you want, but I like mine to be a little bit more oily because that olive oil just tastes so good and has so many healthy fats in it. So that is it. Our sauce is ready. It's been combined. You can make it a little runnier if you want to. If not, leave it like this. And this is gonna be your favorite sauce every time you grill some meat. I put it on everything. So I hope you enjoy it. My recipe can be found on my blog, thetrailtohealth.com. And you can also find other healthy and delicious recipes in my cookbook, Wandering Palate, which is available on my website and Amazon as well.